With health updates and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching The Wrestling Report. Hinting at a possible split from Rhea Ripley in WWE, Damian Priest said this during the post-show press conference for Bad Blood. The idea of the Judgment Day was to grab some talent that were capable of being main eventers, but for whatever reason, we weren't there. We got together to push each other, and Rhea and I achieved that. While it was fun as far as doing it with your friends, at the same time, there is something to, alright, now I'm here. Now let's see what I can do on my own. Talking about a return to WWE in-ring action for Tyler Breeze, Ringside News wrote that since his release in June of 2021, former WWE superstar Tyler Breeze has been out of the WWE ring for over 3 years, but that hasn't stopped speculation about a potential return. Breeze, who has made sporadic appearances in various promotions since then, recently opened up about the possibility of competing in WWE again. During a Fanatics Fest autograph session, Breeze was asked about the chance of making an in-ring return to WWE. While Breeze expressed his desire to return, he acknowledged that the decision isn't entirely up to him. "Couldn't tell you, it isn't up to me, but I'd love to," Breeze said, keeping the door open for a potential comeback. Tyler Breeze last competed in WWE on the June 15th, 2021 episode of NXT, where he and his tag team partner Fandango lost to Imperium. Since then, Breeze has stepped into the ring in other promotions, but the question remains whether WWE will come calling for another run. Bringing up a match that she is interested in, Liv Morgan told Fanatics Fest, "My dream match for SummerSlam in New Jersey is myself and Daddy Dom versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. We're two Jersey girls. Dominic hates CM Punk, and I think that could be a great match." Revealing his status with WWE, Diamond Dallas Page posted these photos from Bad Blood and wrote, "Last night, WWE Bad Blood was one of the first pay-per-views I really enjoyed from beginning to end. Got to the building early to spend some quality time with Cody Rhodes, but he was so busy. It's something we'll have to do at a later date." Page is now signed to a Legends deal with the company. After his return to WWE at Bad Blood to assist Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns during their match against the Bloodline, Ringside News noted that, according to a report by PW Insider, Jimmy Uso is now back full-time as a WWE superstar now that he has fully recovered from his injury. Naturally, fans are already excited for what's in store for the Bloodline member. Staying on the topic of returns, Raquel Rodriguez reappeared on WWE programming during the recent Premium Live event as she appears to be set for a feud with Rhea Ripley. Ringside News said that, according to a report by PW Insider, it was confirmed that Raquel Rodriguez is back as a full-time WWE superstar, so fans can expect to see Rodriguez compete inside the squared circle again. In a video, Triple H can be seen presenting a custom title to the mayor of Atlanta prior to Bad Blood.
This is amazing, man. This is amazing. This is all right,
yeah, we've got we've got a whole marching band doing an entrance. We have a whole orchestra that's about to get set up there.
I saw the band, I saw the orchestra. Y'all got a lot going on.
Yeah, we got a guy hanging from the shark cage earlier. We've got this Hell in a Cell match tonight happening. Big production.
I'm pulling out all the stops today.
Thank you so much. Sorry, now you got to hold on for 1 second because here's the deal: is this the WWE Championship in our business is the ultimate expression of you are the guy.
Yeah.
Like it is, you're the best of the best. We're putting all the trust of the company and everything on your back. That's Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Right now, right? So Atlanta.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, and that's what this is his championship that he won at WrestleMania by beating Roman Reigns, and it's about being the best. With that said,
you are, sir. What? There it is.
We have one for you for being the partner that you are with us, Bad Blood.
Atlanta, Georgia. I love it, man. I'm gonna put it on this way.
There it is.
There it is.
Nice, there you go.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're in business.
When it comes to how WWE viewed the match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood, Ringside News wrote that PW Insider reports that WWE officials were very pleased with the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Some backstage felt that the two superstars brought back the sense of danger and ferocity that older Hell in a Cell matches were known for. Following a release from WWE and over 2 years away from in-ring action, Aaliyah would make a comeback to competition at Destiny Wrestling in Canada. Following her injury to her ACL, MCL, and both parts of her meniscus, NXT's Cora Jade would have surgery a little over 8 months ago, as she posted this clip from that time on X.
Happy NXT Tuesday. Post-surgery. I'm annoyed. But guess what? In 9 months, you just wait. Because I'm sick of waiting around. I'm sick of not having my shot. That title's gonna be mine in 9 months. Goodbye.
Touching on the health of an AEW star, Ringside News noted that former AEW Trios and TNT champion Killswitch, who has been working under Christian Cage's guidance for several months, is currently facing a serious health battle. Killswitch was recently hospitalized due to pneumonia, and his in-ring return remains uncertain as he recovers from the illness. As previously reported, Killswitch collapsed at home on Friday, September 27th, and was rushed to the hospital by his fiancée. Upon arrival, doctors found that his blood oxygen levels had plummeted below 80%, and he was diagnosed with pneumonia in both lungs. It was noted that he was only days away from suffering permanent lung damage. In an update provided by Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful Select's Q&A podcast, Killswitch has since returned home but remains on oxygen. His recovery is expected to take over a month, and while his return to the ring is still uncertain, doctors are optimistic that he should be able to compete again in the future. He's on oxygen, he's back home, was told to expect recovery over a month. His in-ring return remains unclear, although the doctors he has spoken to say he should be able to return to the ring, Sapp reported. Killswitch last competed in the Casino Gauntlet at AEW All In 2024, and fans are hopeful that he will make a full recovery and return to action soon. Talking about his role in WWE as the general manager of Raw, Adam Pearce said this on Chaotic Good Sports. "You said a great word. It's being adaptable. I was so fortunate to have been put in a position because I had the necessary tools to do it. And then COVID happened, and they were like, okay, we want a matchmaker on TV, and I was selected. I'll tell you a funny story of how this all came about. There was a program on the WWE network called 205 Live. I was one of the writers on that program, and I was the executive producer. I handled all the wrestling matches, put the finishes together, booked the angles, all that kind of stuff. They liked the way my voice sounded when I read the script. I put glasses on and I had more of a certain way, and here we are. Things happen in hilarious ways in our business. God, it's almost 5 years later. I have been the authority figure on WWE TV at this point almost longer than anybody that's ever done it. That is mind-blowing to me." Mentioning Bayley's health as she was seen limping during the match against Nia Jax at Bad Blood, Ringside News wrote that, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, Bayley's knee injury was actually part of the storyline, a planned element of the match, and not a legitimate cause for concern. Therefore, fans can breathe a sigh of relief as Bayley will be able to compete inside the squared circle again. During The Rock's return at WWE Bad Blood, a fan captured footage of Solo Sikoa commenting on it.
Solo said part of the plan. What a night for real.
Mentioning why Drew McIntyre vs. CM Punk was not the main event of Bad Blood, this was said on Fightful Select's Q&A podcast. Also, some discussion on how the main event was decided and all that. It was decided because The Rock was involved with that main event. They weren't going to have that go on anywhere else on the show. About a month ago, they have discussed and even planned for CM Punk and Drew McIntyre to headline the show. By the time they filmed Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, they had decided that was going to main event the show for obvious reasons. Addressing the possibility of returning to WWE as a commentator, JBL told Sportskeeda Wrestling, yeah, of course, but there's not a spot, and these guys do great jobs, so I'm not looking for a job. I don't want that repeated, but these guys do great jobs. You have great commentators right now. Joe Tessitore is doing a great job. He's a play-by-play, but you have Corey Graves, Wade Barrett. These guys do an incredible job. It's not like there's a spot open for me. I enjoy listening to them. I have no desire to be back out there, and since there isn't a job open, there's no reason to even think about it. For information on AEW star Keith Lee, who has been out of action, Ringside News wrote that Sean Ross Sapp has reported on Fightful Select that Keith Lee is still not ready to return to the ring after being sidelined for 9 months. Fans have been inquiring about the status of the former AEW Tag Team Champion, and it has been confirmed that he is yet to be cleared for action due to an undisclosed medical issue. It was reported that Keith Lee was scheduled to face Swerve Strickland at AEW World's End last year, marking a long-awaited match following their split nearly a year prior. However, just days before the event, Lee was forced to withdraw and has not returned since. He has not appeared regularly at television tapings and has not been included in any creative plans. Despite his absence, Keith Lee remains on the AEW roster and is still under contract with the company. Fans in the wrestling community continue to wish him well in his recovery. As of right now, Lee has not competed since December 23, 2023, when he defeated Brian Cage during AEW Collision's Holiday Bash. On X, many fans were shocked at the condition of Drew McIntyre's head as he required many staples after Bad Blood. Ryback replied to one of these photos and took a shot at CM Punk, writing, "I've never done this or anything close to this to any of my opponents. I would say whoever did this to him is beyond reckless and very dangerous to work with." Going over the negotiations between AEW and Fox for a new television show, Ringside News wrote that AEW has confirmed its new television deal with Warner Bros. Discovery just in time for the 5-year anniversary of Dynamite. But that's not the only major deal on the horizon for Tony Khan's company. AEW is reportedly set to introduce a new show on Fox called Shockwave, further expanding its television presence beyond the Warner Bros. Discovery network. The news of AEW Shockwave coming to Fox has already stirred up excitement, especially after Swerve Strickland name-dropped the network in a recent statement. Strickland claimed that AEW is set to take over the former home of WWE SmackDown on Fox. However, he later expressed regret for prematurely revealing this information. During his Backstage Report podcast, Sean Ross Sapp confirmed that AEW and Fox have been in discussions for about a month, suggesting that the wheels are already in motion for this new deal. He noted they have at least been talking for a month. On September September 6th, AEW officially applied for the trademark AEW Shockwave with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, adding fuel to the speculation surrounding the new show. Though no official announcement has been made yet, fans are eagerly awaiting confirmation of Shockwave's arrival. The new show is expected to air on either Tuesdays or Thursdays, with Tuesdays potentially reigniting a head-to-head war with WWE NXT, echoing the previous Wednesday night wars. With AEW recently airing a special on FS1, the relationship between Fox and AEW appears to be growing stronger, signaling positive signs for the new show. During a match on SmackDown, AJ Styles took on Carmelo Hayes in his return to action, but would end up suffering an injury. Now there's conflicting information on the legitimacy of this injury. Previously, it was said that, according to Fightful Select, it was reported that AJ Styles' injury angle was planned and he is not legitimately injured whatsoever. Chad Barbash was listed as the writer for AJ Styles' promo for SmackDown, which may not be surprising as Borash has been involved in numerous top angles on the show. Jackie Redmond of WWE wrote that, coming out of SmackDown, I can confirm that AJ Styles suffered a mid-foot ligament sprain, also known as a Liz Frank injury. AJ will have an MRI later this week to determine the severity of the injury. Now, Ringside News has said that Dave Meltzer reported on F4W Online that AJ Styles' injury was legitimate and not part of a storyline. He is scheduled to undergo an MRI to determine the extent of the injury. This wasn't the only injury that WWE saw, as Braun Strowman also suffered a groin issue during his last Monster Standing match. Giving a health update on Braun Strowman, Brian Alvarez noted on Wrestling Observer Live, I did get it confirmed. If you watched the Raw show, the last Monster Standing match, they went to a commercial break and they came back, and Braun Strowman got hit by Bronson Reed with a Samoan drop. Braun Strowman grabbed his thigh, groin area, and they were gonna do a spot where he knocked Bronson Reed off the apron through some chairs. Strowman starts running, and I knew immediately this guy's hurt. He normally can't run all that fast, but he couldn't even walk the ropes. He was limping the ropes. He knocks Reed off the apron, and there was a long period where he just kind of laid there in the corner and the refs furiously communicating with the back. He may have torn his groin is what it's looking like. That's certainly what they thought yesterday. Braun Strowman then said this on Instagram, even monsters bleed. Still standing. After waiting a few days to see how this was gonna end up, this is where we're at. Tore my groin 2 minutes into the last Monster Standing match last week on Raw, and pained my way through that son of a bitch to yet again remind the world I am the monster of all monsters. Ringside News added that the recovery time for an athlete with a torn groin can vary significantly depending on the severity of the injury. It generally falls into 3 grades. Grade 1 is a mild strain that usually requires 1 to 2 weeks of rest before returning to exercise, with normal movement possible within a few days. Grade 2 is a more serious strain that can take 2 to 3 months to heal. Grade 3 is a severe strain where most or all of the muscle is torn, potentially requiring 4 months or more for recovery. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.